What's going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? I'm pulling up some charts right now, and we'll start to get into this whole price dropping, reasons why prices are dropping. I'm just seeing constant Bitcoin people. We're holding the line. We're holding the line. Strong hands shaking out the weak hands, and in my opinion, I strongly believe that. I think many lives have been ruined. So many lives have been ruined today. I'm reading off a few tweets on Twitter right now, and credit to our master of coin. The market looks like shit right now. Social media has so much to do with the investing market right now. We have too many influencers, too many opinions, too many people that are coming into the space, new investors, new crypto people that are coming into the space that really don't know how to react when things like this happens. So when things like this happen, you have a really big pullback, 20%, 30%, 50%. It really just throws everybody off it throws everyone off their game. Because you have to think about it, when we're in a bull run, we're constantly looking for higher prices, new all-time highs. And all of that gives us kind of like an euphoria of pleasure when we're making money. So sometimes we're not considering some other factors that can affect the market. So a lot of new people are coming in, so you have to think about this. In reality, we started to get a wave of new investors come March 2020 of last year. From March of last year, we had a lot of people that didn't even have an idea what crypto was, for the most part, or how it works or what it is. They kind of got introduced to crypto through all this social media hype, which is good and bad. I see it in a good way that with all the hype that's surrounding cryptocurrencies right now, with the whole NFT craze and the DeFi craze and all this stuff that's surrounding Bitcoin, it's really attractive to the eye. And as of March of 2020, a lot new investors were coming into the market because of all the hype. And it's unfortunate because a lot of new investors coming into the market, their introduction to crypto ultimately was coins like Dogecoin. I mean, Dogecoin, every time you hear, you turn on the news, it's something about Dogecoin and how people made millions off of Dogecoin and how you could get rich off of Dogecoin and how you can buy all these little shitty coins that are coming out of nowhere and just make tons of money. Yes, you can. That is possible. You can make a lot of money from these smaller capped coins. Mostly because since there's not so much people in those particular coins, the market fluctuates up and down really, really fast. So there's a big probability you can make a good amount of money. With that said, it's very attractive. A lot of new people are coming in. And when we experience things like we're experiencing right now, with the market going down or larger corrections, which a lot of the time are extremely healthy, the only things that make pullbacks worse is us. Sometimes, or people that are not financially educated with cryptos or know how cryptos work. Sometimes when we see these pullbacks, it brings so much fear that we're going to lose what we've invested that we end up selling it for a loss, and you lose anyway. So regardless, you lose. If you sell it at a loss, you're losing. It's better to just hodl and wait for the turnaround, because 85-95% of the time we get the turnaround that we're expecting, or we get the turnaround that we were anticipating, but we just weren't patient enough to get. my thesis to this large pullback. Number one, they've been saying that this was going to happen for a long time. Finally did. So we can't say that this is coming at short notice, or we just didn't predict this, because it's been predicted. A lot of people were talking about the market having an extremely well. A lot of investors said once we did have a pullback, it was going to be a very large or significant pullback, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Top analysts predicted a 50% pullback, which we are at a 50% pullback right now. So two scenarios that I can see is this could be the new bottom. So let's put a few other things into play. A lot of institutional investors, and by institutional investors I mean companies, bigger companies that actually invest in the stock market. We're going to use MicroStrategy. We're going to use Grayscale, ARK Invest. All of these are institutional investing companies that do this professionally. A lot of those people bought in at $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 BTC price. So they got in pretty late. I mean, $35,000, $40,000 for being professionals, it's a little late. And that's kind of what the price we're sitting at right now. I'm hoping that we don't go lower than this, or institutions do start to sell. If they already haven't started selling, maybe that's why we saw a bigger pullback, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. But I think if we don't go under these current prices right now, I think we're just seeing a very bullish pullback that was very overdue, and the next step will be the next leg up. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up some charts right here, and let me see if I can pull up. I don't know if there's specific charts you guys want to look at, but I could pull up the Ethereum. I could pull up the Bitcoin chart. I'll pull up the Ethereum chart only because I'm very bullish on Ethereum still. I have a lot of hopes for Ethereum. A lot of people have been talking shit about Ethereum, but honestly, the only thing that is holding Ethereum back from skyrocketing is their gas fees. If you don't know what the gas fees are, I would definitely look into it, because that is a big important part of Ethereum. To make things short, what the gas fees are, if you're trading Ethereum on certain platforms, mostly DeFi, decentralized platforms, how you move money around is with Ethereum gas fees. The Ethereum gas fees is basically just a little surcharge or a charge that Ethereum charges you to move money around on their exchange. So if you've ever I've seen the ETH gas fees are high. They have, yeah, they've been at the all-time high, bro. They've been really high right now just because the network is going through an update, which is a good thing. And the prices will go down. It's just they haven't happened yet. Everyone wants everything to happen at the speed of light, but like I said, I'm no computer whiz, and I'm not I don't know how to code. I'm not good at coding. I'm not a coding guy. I don't know how that works, but I do understand that coding is extremely difficult, and it's something that can't be rushed, and it's something that we can't just rush it, because that's where bugs come in and we start to experience problems. And Ethereum is doing really good, but yes, they haven't launched their update yet. Their first part of the update is going to come in July, and then the finishing part where they should be moving to complete proof of stake should be by December. So there's a lot of bullish stuff that's still coming for Ethereum. It's just throughout the process we have to deal with all this stupid shit that's going on. We're constantly battling the economy. We're constantly battling the government. We're constantly battling uneducated new people that are coming in. So, you know, like I was talking about earlier today, this is going to scare off a lot of new people, because, you know, you're excited, you finally got your Dogecoin, and you finally got all your other coins, and you're ready to be rich, and then you just got fucked this weekend. And that's going to shake a lot of people out, because you have to think about it. The majority of people that are investing don't have big old bags. Yeah, there is a few that have 100K, 500K, $1 million portfolios that you can really move around and really do some stuff. But the majority is, a lot of new investors are, bringing in $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, even $10,000 at that as new investors. And if you don't do things right, it gets wiped out, and you get discouraged and you don't want to trade anymore. I'm only saying this from experience. In 2017, I lost a lot of my money. I had no idea what I was doing. I was learning, and that was part of the learning process. And when I did lose all that money, I didn't see it as a loss, and I didn't say, hey, you know what? I'm done with crypto. This is not for me. I lost my money and I'm done. No, in fact, it made me want to trade more. It made me a better trader. It made me a smarter investor. I did more research, and I studied the market. So now, looking at the market, these pullbacks aren't as scary. Do you think tax season ending has anything to do with the huge dips? I don't think so much with the taxes ending it has to do with the tips. I think more than anything, it's inflation. A lot of people are getting scared about their money and their US dollar right now. There's a big old war on the US dollar. The US it's all tied to the US dollar and the US economy. I don't want to talk shit about Biden or nothing like that, because I know some people like Biden, but Biden is a little bit of I'm trying to think of a word to not offend anybody. A stupid dumbass, something like that. And he's giving out too much. And if you understand economics, then sometimes when you give a little too much, you run out of your own stash. He's being so nice and printing so much money for people that he's kind of shitting his own bed. And that's kind of the saying, don't shit where you eat. Well, Joe Biden is shitting a lot where he eats, and all that is playing effect. I think right now more than anything, the biggest thing is there's just a lot of fear and uncertainty. And the reason that uncertainty is coming into play is because, like I said before, there's just so much new people that are coming into the market. They haven't experienced all these pullbacks. It's scary, man. There's no one likes to wake up in the morning and you're down 10 grand, or you're down 20 grand, or you're down 100 grand. No one likes to wake up and feel that. But if you've been there and you study the market, then you know this does happen. It's part of the show. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't part of the show, but it is. I don't think taxes has so much to play with this whole pullback. I do think it is more the economy, a lot of fear. A lot of people are afraid of inflation right now. The talk of inflation is just on everyone's mind, on all over the news. We are printing way too much money, and other countries are kind of like, you know what? We really don't want to work with the US right now, which is really bad for us. Another thing we have to take into play with this whole economy thing is, the US, we don't produce anything. Like, we don't produce shit here. The US over the last 100 years has gotten really lazy with production, and we tend to buy everything. We tend to just buy everything. Oh, we need cars, just buy it. Oh, we need more energy, just buy it. Hey, we need gas, buy that shit. Oh, we need more microchips, buy that shit. The US doesn't make anything, and for the last few years, okay, that was cool. We had a lot of buying power. We were on top of the dollar. Our dollar, even though it's been decreasing in value, we're still leading in currency, in fiat currency. We're able to buy a lot of shit. But all that is going down. China is starting to keep a lot of their money and their work, which is going to make their money go up in value. On top of that, you guys have to remember, we are in very big competition with China. China does not give a fuck. They are not going to wait for anybody, and they're not going to be asking their people, oh, hey, so what do you guys think about what do you guys think about this? Should we do this or should we do that? Or, you know, if you guys don't want to, well, what does these people, this group of people have to say with it? Or what do this group people have to say with it? China doesn't give a fuck, and they're not asking their people for permission. When they want to get shit done, they get shit done. And sometimes it's for the good and sometimes it's for the bad. China's a real communist country. I know their people don't have a lot of opinions, which is not cool. I like having my opinions and my freedom, but at the same time, the US is lagging on a lot of stuff. And I think all that fear is piling up and just causing a lot of uncertainty. A lot of stock investors, now crypto investors, are getting kind of spooked because, you know, they're just learning the market and they thought they were going to get super duper rich super duper fast, and just a lot of play with that. But a lot of part, I think the economy has to do with a lot of this pullback. China coming out with their, you know, they're trying to ban banks from using crypto. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. They've been saying that for the last 10 years. They say that every few months. There's a big sell-off. China buys a lot, and then boom, we're back into the race again. It happens. I've seen it so many times. How many pullbacks, 20% pullbacks, 30% pullbacks have we had this year alone? So that shouldn't scare nobody. That shouldn't scare anybody. I'm trying to read some tweets here. If you guys have some questions, feel free to ask. I'm just going through some tweets here before I have to head out. Recently, let's see, recently we had, so this is the type of shit that really bothers me because British Federal Diplomat says has been essential effort to restore. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to see this tweet that I just had and I don't know where the fuck it went. Basically, Elon Musk just posting up some diamond hands. And I'm gonna get into right now why this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna get into why this also has a big part in it, and it's because he's playing with a lot of people's emotions. You have to remember there's a lot of uneducated or new investors to the market, so they really don't know how to read the market, and they don't know fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is something that's also very important. It's another tool you have to use with technical analysis. Now, fundamental analysis is more of the economics or the eco going around the particular thing that you're trading, whether it's a stock or a coin. And so this is Elon Musk diamond hands, and this just throws everybody off because he sends threats. Oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna sell Bitcoin, or I'm gonna do this, or maybe I should sell Bitcoin, but I'm not. And hey, just to be clear, I haven't sold any of my position, but I might. It just, and now he's showing diamond hands to try to cover up. Do you think Elon Musk will drop BTC and pick up ETH based on the fact that once ETH moves to proof of stake? That's a super fucking good question. That's a super good fucking question. I was hoping that would happen because his whole argument was Bitcoin is uses fossil fuels, and it's a dirty energy source, and since they're electric. But it's funny because, yeah, Elon Musk is electric, and I know they use a lot of renewable energy, but at the same time, when you take your car to your house and you plug your car to the wall, if you're not using solar, then aren't you kind of using fossil fuel powered energy? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Just something to think about. I feel like Elon Musk is kind of a hypocrite for that. But it would make more sense because, so he's saying that the transactions with Bitcoin are too slow, too expensive, and that's a reason why people, that's a reason why they don't want to use Bitcoin. So he's looking at shit like Dogecoin. out of all the fucking coins in the entire universe, he's looking at fucking Dogecoin for, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like the smartest man alive. If you've done your research with Dogecoin, there's nothing there, man. There is nothing there to hold that. Literally, the only fucking thing that is holding up Dogecoin is the power of hype. People hyping Dogecoin up because it's cheap. But if you did do your research, you would understand that Dogecoin is only cheap because the supply is so fucking high. There's an endless supply. That's why Dogecoin is cheap. And that's what people don't understand, and it frustrates me so much because they oh yeah, I'm new to the crypto game, but I'm jumping in, I'm gonna buy some Dogecoin. It just makes no sense. And him propping Dogecoin up really just doesn't help. On that subject though, if he did use Ethereum, like we're saying, he's looking for something cheaper. Let's leave the cheap out of it for a second. Looking for something more scalable, something more secure, and something more green or renewable. Ethereum is moving to proof of stake, which is going to make it more efficient. Right now, the only thing that's holding Ethereum down from really just whoosh going to the fucking moon is those gas fees. If those gas fees could get taken care of, there is nothing stopping Ethereum, because if you really know, then you know that all these new coins that are coming onto this market, all these doggy coins, all these new fucking just crazy. There's a coin called Cum Rocket. That's fucking ridiculous, and it's like up 3,000%. There's all these new coins that are coming onto the market. Ethereum allows you to mint your coins, to make your coins. You can make coins with Ethereum. So for example, one of you guys watching right now, you wanted to create your own coin, you would be able to do that on the Ethereum network. And it's kind of like a plus and a minus, because now that you've been given that power, and now that you can create, if you wanted to, you can create your own token and utilize it for certain stuff. It's a good and a bad for two things. It's a good because the Ethereum ecosystem is fucking gigantic. Yeah, dude, it's spelled like that too, Cum Rocket. And it's a coin, and it's up like 3,000%. The cool thing about Ethereum, appreciate the love, brother. The cool thing about Ethereum is it has so much utility cases to it. Coinbase, FOMO buying Bitcoin at 3,000 premium. Oh, Coinbase. Ethereum has so many use cases. Ethereum, all these new coins are being built on the Ethereum network. There's a lot of new coins, and like I said, some are successful, some kind of pop up and people jump on and ride the wave up. And yeah, you could make a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not an investment, it's more of a gamble. And sometimes if you have a little extra money and you have some extra profits, you can gamble off and you don't really care too much. It's not going to hurt your pockets. Why not? A little gamble is okay once in a while if you can afford the little gamble. But the thing is, with all these new coins popping up, and now I'm going to get into the negative. The positive is that, you know, Ethereum ecosystem is humongous. There's a ton that you can do. You can build your own apps. You can make your own tokens. The Ethereum ecosystem is scalable. You can even make games on the Ethereum ecosystem. With the new roll-ups for Ethereum ecosystem, the gas fees will go down and will be cheaper. With the new upgrade, the 1559 upgrade, a lot of things with Ethereum are going to get staked. I mean, a lot of things with Ethereum are going to get better simply because of the fact that they'll go to proof of stake. But with the downside of that is, with them being able to mint so many tokens, it kind of throws people off, because there's so many tokens coming into the market that you see this Cum Rocket and you see titty jizz and fucking man, I've seen so many. There's even one called Shitcoin, and it's literally a little turd. It's a tiny little turd, and with like some flies on it. It's literally a shitcoin, and it's fucking 5,000x. If you put in $1, dude, you made a shit ton of money, and then they dump it. And the thing is that a lot of these coins are coming onto the market and they look really attractive to people, and they kind of see them and they're like, oh wow, you know, this is a big opportunity for me to make some cash. But they don't realize that if you only have $100 or your buying power is only, you know, your only limit, oh, I only want to invest $300 and that's kind of my limit, and you invest in this shit coin and it takes a shit, and you don't make the money you thought you were going to make, it really discourages you. So that's kind of the little downside from Ethereum being able to mint their own coins. It's just like, it's kind of like a double-ended sword. It has so much positive, but then at the same time, with new people coming in, new investors just don't understand how this works, and I don't blame them. It's a tough space, man. We're talking about money here. We're talking about new finance here. If it was easy, obviously everybody would be fucking doing it, and a lot of people are trying it and kind of getting discouraged because they're taking these big old hits, and it's only because they don't understand how the market works. The market doesn't go straight up. The market goes up in cycles: up, down, up, down, up, down. Heard it might start burning coins after transactions. Would that lower the supply? Absolutely. So that's part of the whole, that's a good question, and that's part of the whole Ethereum upgrade. So this is where things gets interesting, and we're going to start to go down this rabbit hole. So the argument with Ethereum and Bitcoin, and let me pause you guys for 1 second right now. I'm going to show you the charts only because this is kind of important. I'm going to show you, hold on 1 second, then we'll get back into this. This is Ethereum right now on the 4-hour chart. And the reason why I want to show you guys this is because if you look right here, Ethereum went all the way to $1,800. Ethereum hit an $1,800, dropped from highs of 4,400 to 1,800. But if you can look right here, we have a lot of buying pressure. Like, people are showing support right here. They're like, fuck that. We're not letting it go back down again. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom out right here. Sorry guys, right there. So you could see there was a huge liquidation all the way up to almost, it was around 1,800, low 1900s, high 1800s, around this price right here. And then it got bought up really quick within those 4 hours. That price just got back into this buying zone, which is around the 3,000, which I feel like that's going to be a lot of our support. I think a lot of our support is going to be in that $3,000 dollar range, what we're looking at right now. There's a possibility that we can fall down to this price range, which would put us in the $2,500 price. So don't be surprised if you see Ethereum dip down to around $2,500. I don't think the only reason it came down here to this 1,800, 2,000 is because I think they tried to test it. We can see some support right here. If you can see it right here, there was some support back in April 21st, so not even that long ago. Oh, sorry, no. April 18th, we had a little support right here. So the price dipped back down and then got bought up quick. You can see the prices getting bought up quick right here. Peak price, and then boom, they tried dumping it, but obviously with Ethereum, the majority of their coins being staked, this got bought up real quick. So now I'm gonna go to the daily, so you guys can see this. There's this huge red candle you're seeing right here. Yeah, this is scary and ugly. If you bought this price right here, if you bought more at $2,000, you're a fucking G, because you're a fucking G, because this is a great price. We are still currently down. The daily candle hasn't closed yet, but that's Ethereum right here. Let's switch over to Bitcoin. I'm gonna switch to Bitcoin, and let me answer some questions before we keep on going. I lost 17K, bro, of Bitcoin. Why did it have to drop? Now, when you're saying you lost 17K, did you sell it, or are you still holding on to it? Because if you're still holding on to it, you didn't lose nothing, man. I just put 4K into Doge. Doge, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Doge. Doge is getting thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Doge is getting a lot of attention, but like I said, there's no fundamentals behind Dogecoin besides everyone's just buying it because of hype. I don't know if you joined us earlier, but earlier we were talking about that. That's the only problem right now is a lot of new people are coming in. They're buying coins that have no utility whatsoever. I mean, I never thought I would see Doge over VeChain. That to me is like VeChain is one of the most utility positive tokens that could really change the entire chain market ecosystem, and it has so much utility, so much greatness can come from it, and it's still at 10 cents, and fucking Dogecoin is at 70. But VeChain doesn't have Elon Musk to help him support that. What's good to dump? I have 6K to play with. I don't give price predictions, bro, especially over live. If you want to know what to buy, you want to know what to sell, you can join some of my groups, but I don't give predictions like that, especially for free. You could join my Telegram, you can join my Patreon if you want to know what to buy, what to sell. You can support on that pages, and I give a lot of useful information. If you want to make a play, buy Ethereum, buy Bitcoin, buy BAT, buy VeChain, buy something with utility cases, because if you're buying Doge, you're buying nothing. And don't be surprised if you lose money. Because that most likely will happen when you buy a coin that has no actual value to it. So do your research with that. I'm not trying to talk shit on Dogecoin. Dogecoin has a humongous market cap. Obviously, people are buying it. Why? I have no idea. Beats me. Why is Elon Musk using it? Fucking beats me. I think he's just ultimately, I think he's just giving a big middle finger to the government. He's picking the stupidest fucking coin he can find and saying, hey, fuck you, government. You guys don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna buy hella Molly and strippers and skyrockets again. Yeah, man, to be honest with you, yeah, drugs are always a good investment. So for sure, for sure, have fun with that. 17K, I lost 17K. Yep, gotta educate yourself a little better with financial cryptos. A lot of people are gonna lose money to start burning coins. Yeah, let me get back to that. Well, we were talking about the whole burning of the coins. That's going to be something that's in the update, and I got distracted. But what separates Bitcoin with Ethereum is that Ethereum is the majority of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is intended. How can I join your group? I'll get to you in a second, brother. The purpose of Bitcoin, and a lot of people keep thinking that all cryptos are the same. All the cryptos are not the same. All the cryptos are not the same. So don't compare them because they are all different. Not drug advice. For real. Yeah, no drug advice. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. We're not giving no financial advice, no drug advice. As I'm saying, Bitcoin is more of a store of value. Think of your Bitcoin as more of a bank. Instead of going to the bank and putting money into the bank and getting paid nothing, you could put your Bitcoin, you could buy your Bitcoin, store your money in Bitcoin, and for the last 10 years, we've been getting a 200. This is facts. This is not me making this up. This is facts on the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin is gaining over 200% every 4 years, every year for the last 10 years. Bitcoin has gained over 200% since its birth in 2008. So it's been constantly getting gains. It just depends where you look at it and where you get in. But Bitcoin ultimately is for it's for store of value. Ethereum, on the other hand, is more of a tech product that entrepreneurs or cryptopreneurs can use, and it has just more utility to it. Ethereum when it goes through this upgrade with the rollback, so a lot of people are arguing that Ethereum doesn't go up on price because technically, if you want to get technical, it doesn't really have like a market cap price. Like they can technically make more Ethereum, which was the problem, because a lot of people are like, well, if you could just make more Ethereum, what's the point? But the thing is that there is a point to that, and the reason why they put why the supply is like that is because Ethereum wants to be a currency in their own network. If they put a market cap of 21 million like Bitcoin, a lot of people are like, so this is the argument with Bitcoin, a lot of people are like, well, Bitcoin is too expensive. That's because it's a very scarce asset, which means there's not much of it. And people fail to understand that there is only 21 million Bitcoin. That is not a lot. That is very little. And that's why the price goes up so high. That's why Bitcoin has been at $60,000, because the supply is very low. Once you buy Bitcoin, once those 21 million run out, that's it. There's no more Bitcoin. And that's what makes it so valuable. Unlike Ethereum has a little bit more supply, but that's because their goal is not to be a store of value. Their goal is to be a currency on their network, if that makes any sense. They want to be able to move around. They want it to have lower prices. They want it for you to be, as a developer or a Ethereum investor, they want you to be able to move that around. So with the new upgrade, one of the proposals was a token burn. If you guys know, for those of you that don't know what a token burn is, a token burn is when they burn off a supply of a certain amount of tokens. For example, just last week, Shiba, if any of you guys are following the Shiba Inu token, the little dog token, the little dog family token, they called it the Dogecoin killer. If any of you follow that coin, then you would know that they did a token burn. VB from Ethereum burned, I can't remember, I think it was like 1 million or 1 billion Shiba Inu tokens. And when you do a token burn, that means you completely get rid of that supply. Is gone. There is no coming back. And what that does is it causes a chain effect for all the people that are hodling, all the people that are investors that are already holding that token. It just makes the value go up higher because that supply is completely gone. So token burns are awesome. Once they start burning Ethereum tokens, that will help make the price go up for ETH. It will make the price go incredibly up. So now we're going to get into that. With the Ethereum token burns, with their update, every time, from what I understand, is every time there's a transfer, you're moving Ethereum around, there is going to be a token burn every single transaction, which is insane. Every single Ethereum transaction will have a token burn, and on top of that, with their Ethereum rollup update, what that is going to cause is basically all the fees, all the gas fees that go throughout one day, instead of you paying that gas fee, and this is from what I have understood, instead of you paying that gas fee for that particular transaction, what they're going to do is they're going to put all their gas fees together all at once and kind of charge that in bulk. So that way you kind of get a discount price, if that makes any sense. They'll be, instead of charging individual gas fees, it's going to be one. I don't know how this is going to be put together, but apparently the network is going to roll up all the gas fees for throughout the day or something like that, and then they're going to do like a group discount. You're going to get that group discount, so the Ethereum prices will be a little bit cheaper, which is really cool. And that is going to turn Ethereum into one deflationary asset. Two is going to turn Ethereum, Ethereum will be in proof of stake completely. So it'll be a renewable energy or a green energy product or coin, which is gonna tickle Joe Biden's butthole. It's gonna make his little pickle stand up. Because now they won't have the argument of, hey, this is dirty pollution. Another really bad thing for Bitcoin is a lot of the mining, and we'll probably have to get into this another time. A lot of the mining or a lot of the hashing that comes into the Bitcoin network is ultimately done in China. China has and runs a majority of the Bitcoin mining. We're not going to get into Bitcoin mining right now because that is another rabbit hole of another day. I appreciate everybody tuning in though and asking these questions though. This is what it's here for. We're not going to get into Bitcoin mining, but I'm just telling you that China runs a lot of it and people are trying to figure it out. A lot of people are scared of what they call the 51% attack. I'm not going to get into that right now because that's also a big rabbit hole. We'll have to catch up on another time. But a lot of the mining does have to do with China, and people just don't, the US just doesn't like that, because if there was an attack or there was some type of problem, then that means China would be able to hold up their end of processing Bitcoin, and the US wouldn't be able to because the US isn't allowed to mine here. So that's kind of a bad thing, and good for Ethereum, because Ethereum is not going to be doing the mining. They'll be doing the proof of stake, which is really going to change things around. One last thing before I get out of here. Bitcoin is being bought up right now. So, oh, sorry, we're fucking Ethereum. My bad. Ethereum is getting some crazy support right here. So two things could happen. We can have kind of a fake out, kind of like this, you see it right here, or we can possibly have another fake out, kind of something you see right here. But there's just a lot of support right here. There's a lot of support. I'm hoping this can turn into the new bottom, new support line, and more people jump in and buy Ethereum. Honestly, I'm a lot more bullish on Ethereum than Bitcoin for a million other reasons. That's all the time we have for today. I really do appreciate everybody asking questions and tuning in. I'm just trying to spread some knowledge. I'm just trying to help everybody out and kind of calm this whole FUD down, because honestly, if you understand what's going on, you'll feel a lot better and it won't be as scary. A lot of people have no fucking idea what's going on, and that's why they're getting wrecked. That's all there is to it. If you're losing money and you're getting wrecked right now, it's obviously because you're just not doing your research in the market. You're not understanding how things work. If you don't understand how things work, do your homework, do your research. If you don't want to do your homework and you don't want to do your research, pay somebody to help you, because you're going to need it. What's up with Sheeb? Everything is down right now. There's a lot of positives going for Shiba Inu token. They just had a token burn. On top of that, they got rid of some supply. They locked the liquidity up, threw away the key. So Shiba Inu is way better investment than Dogecoin. Is Shiba Inu something that you want to invest for a very long time and put a ton of money in? No, absolutely not. You just, if you can afford to gamble with Shiba Inu, it is a great buy. It is really cheap. A lot of the supply has been burned. So honestly, we wouldn't need much to move the market. It's just the people are just so fearing. There's just so much fear in the market right now. I would take advantage. I would buy things that you see at a great price. I would buy altcoins right now. I mean, there's a lot of great projects. Please don't buy these dumb fucking retarded coins. If you have some extra money and you want to play some gamble, then good for you, go for it. But don't be mad if you get wrecked. Yeah, bro, I appreciate you tuning in, bro. I hope you got some good info from this, and stay calm, don't panic, keep doing your research. You're doing a great job. Obviously, you're picking up on a lot of this Ethereum news, and all of that is just going to make you a more calm, more collective investor. And then once the market turns around and Ethereum goes to $10,000, you're going to be kissing yourself and you're gonna be dancing and you're gonna be eating good because you didn't sell yourself short. I fucking hate short sellers. People that make the market crash, that do it on purpose, go fuck yourselves. Thoughts on Litecoin. Litecoin is still a contender. Litecoin has been doing actually really, really good lately. So keep an eye on Litecoin. Buy in the hundreds and $200 price range. It still hasn't hit its all-time high. Almost did. I believe it's all, or maybe it did hit its all-time high at 420. So keep an eye. The market is a little strange right now, so everybody do your diligence, stay up to date. If you want more info and you want more signals, then you need to join my Discord page. That's going to be your best bet. Build this community. The more we build this community, the more we work with each other, the more you guys get to learn, the more cool stuff you guys get. I mean, and this shit is ultimately free, so it doesn't cost you anything to support. Go show some love to the page. If you go show some love to the page, then I know you guys are understanding and you want more content, and I can produce more content. If we're not getting the support in the page, I'm not going to put in the time, because to me, time is money. I do this for a profession. This is time is money, and I don't like to waste money. I don't like to waste time. I hope all you guys got a lot of useful information with this. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you. If you have some questions, like I said, join the Discord group. We're putting on a lot of information, and that one is where I put a lot of bit more of you'll get a lot of more faster notifications on there. My Instagram, I do post some info on there, but if you really want something quick, join the Discord group. We have a nice community on there. I appreciate everybody tuning in.